The Dutch government is buying 600 farms due to climate change. And we are going to be watching a video off the old Rumble from Red Voice Media. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Before we start today's video, it is very important for you to be subscribed to this channel because YouTube does not want you to see these videos. So please subscribe. All right, let's get into today's video.
This sounds even too crazy for the crazies who govern us. But Dutch farmers are to be forced to sell their farms to the government and get out of the farming business.
Yes, you'd think it is too crazy to be true, but it's not too crazy because our government consists of a bunch of inhumane, greedy liars and thieves. So it's very much what we are dealing with right now. And well, the protests that the Dutch farmers have been putting up since the summer have not changed their minds because obviously, like I said, these people are thieves and liars and they have their eyes on these farmers' land. So what they did is they came up with a new report in response to the protests, so to say, and instead of changing anything, they just changed the tone. So now they are pushing through, they are ramping it up, and actually the outcome of the new report is worse. So like you said, they are going to forcefully buy out 600 farms in the next year. But it sounds a little nicer in the way that it's written in the little text. So that's it. I really can't say anything else about it.
So we were just talking about this on our live stream. If you didn't check our live stream from earlier today, where we were talking about veganism, big veganism is coming for you. We talked about Food Valley, and this is all centrally located there in the Netherlands. So we know that Big Ag and DuPont and and Cargill and these fertilizer companies, they're trying to make this plant-based goo to replace all the stuff that the farmers are doing.
Yeah.
And then simultaneously, they are not only forcing farmers off of their land, they are buying them out and pushing them out of business. And it would be one thing is like, hey, we just don't want you to farm anymore, here's a bunch of money. But they're literally taking their property in the process.
Little text. So that's it. I really can't say anything else about it. It is theft. They are taking away these people's property. They are taking away their lives. They are taking away businesses that have been in Dutch families for centuries sometimes, and people are becoming desperate. We had a farmer last week, 43-year-old man who killed himself because he said he couldn't take it anymore, and he's not the only one. There are countless of examples like him.
That's heartbreaking. A 43-year-old farmer kills himself because of the government's determination basically to kill Dutch farming. When the state buys 600 farms, what's it going to do? And there's a similar program in the UK and various other countries. But what is the Dutch government going to do with 600 farms?
Well, like they say, of course, that it's because of a nitrogen crisis, which is completely manufactured and made up. We don't have a nitrogen crisis. But what we do have in the Netherlands is a housing crisis, because our government lets in over 100,000 migrants a year, approximately. So obviously, our population is growing, and it's not because the Dutch native people are having a ton of babies. We all know that. So these people need to live somewhere, and there is no space left in the Netherlands. So what will they need to do? They will need to seize some of the land of these farmers in order to house new Dutch people, the newcomers of our country. So that is what this is really about. And of course, there's also...
So now you see why they can't just buy the farmers out and let them retire. They have to abscond with and steal their land. So then they can build government housing to provide free housing to all these people that have been let into the country. It seems like there's kind of like we have that same exact crisis going on here with our borders. And it's the same Cloward and Piven strategy to collapse the system.
If you've ever grown anything before, if you have a plot of land and you have your cows and your gardens and everything on it, and then somebody takes that all away from you, and then says that's the problem. And then they build big, gigantic houses and government homes on it to house foreign people. You no longer can farm on that land. So, meaning you have a food shortage on your hands.
Huh.
So, just a
Wow,
little food for thought.
You figured that all out by yourself, huh? It's not that hard.
Just saying.
It's very interesting, too. They're not just stealing these people's
Wicked.
land.
They're
They're stealing
wicked
their
people,
wealth.
man.
They're stealing their
Disgusting.
they're stealing their posterity. They're stealing their legacy. You know, back in the olden days, you know, like 5 years ago, people would inherit land,
Yeah.
you know, and that would be part of your inheritance. And go back a couple thousand years, it was quintessential.
Big deal.
You know, to pass on your land, and that was your inheritance, and you weren't supposed to forsake your inheritance.
Yeah.
And we have that same position as a family, that we are purchasing land for our posterity to give to the next generation, to give them a head start, and to not start coupled and crippled in debt, but to start with some dirt, and to, from cash flow, build your property, develop your property so that you'll never be enslaved to the debt-based economy system, and you'll never be a slave to the machine, and you'll never be a slave to the beast. And what the Netherlands government is doing is they are just snatching and grabbing, and they're taking this land. Yeah, they're going to pay for it with tax dollars. And
yeah, but like even then, since they're forcefully buying 600 farms, what price are they going to buy it per acre?
Well, they're going to make up a price, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to.
What do you think that they're going to? They're not going to buy it for top dollar, right?
No, they're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to price it at full market value, and then they're going to say, "Oh, look, since your nitrogen impact has been X, we're going to deduct that because we're going to have to clean up." They're going to say, "We're going to have to clean up this
Scoop up
toxic environment, so we're going to deduct that from our purchase price."
You're disgusting.
And that's what they're going to do, so they can steal it.
Of our country. So that is what this is really about. And of course, there's also the element of our elites not wanting us to have an independent or control over our food supply. And they obviously also don't want us to eat meat. So the farmers are standing in the way of their plans. And that's why they are being targeted right now. But we have to stop engaging in this narrative. Like I said, there is no nitrogen crisis. We have to stop even entertaining the thought.
Well, even if there were a
it'd be really nice, you know, a lot of farmers in the Netherlands are protesting.
Yeah.
Farmers in other countries are protesting. Farmers in America, you know, we're just a small homestead, but other farmers we know, we're trying to push this information out. It'd be really nice if some people that like to eat food.
Yeah.
Let's say you don't grow food. Let's say you don't sell food, right?
We all eat food.
We all eat food. So it'd be really nice if people that want to continue to eat real food would get involved and get activated.
You would think.
And
you would think.
You know, sling some manure at some Capitol buildings or something. I don't know. Be creative, y'all. Be creative.
Yeah, very creative.
A so-called nitrogen crisis. I mean, or the bigger climate change things. I mean, would you trust the people who govern us to be able to do anything about that? Right now, since the COVID came along, we haven't gone back to normal. Heathrow is kaput. The baggage handling at Charles de Gaulle in Paris is outrageous. I just heard today that Montreal is like 7 weeks behind with getting its bags to you. So it's now early October. If you flew into Montreal in mid-August, there's a sporting chance they might have your suitcase organized for collection. So these guys can't run basic things like airport baggage handling. Why would you think that Justin Trudeau or Liz Truss or Mark Rutte or any of these guys are going to be able to save the planet? They can't organize the most basic municipal functions.
Of course they can't. And again, the Netherlands, such a tiny country, you know, all of this is completely arbitrary. It shows once again that the things that they say is not what they actually want or what they actually mean. this is nitrogen is just another crisis that they use to take away your rights, to take away, in this case, not just your rights, but also your property. I can't stress this enough. We have a government that says everything that you worked for, that you own, your life, your livelihood, doesn't matter.
You see Mark Rutt there, who's a WEFer, and he's doing the virtue signal. One with the bike, like Brandon. Hopefully he can stay on it and not fall off.
Good old
And
Brandon.
then he does the old elbow bump because he didn't. He must have missed it when Brandon said that the
It's over.
that it's over. It's over, Johnny.
It's over, Johnny.
For that you own, your life, your livelihood, doesn't matter. I want it, and so I get it. You have nothing to say about it. Is that really what the Free West is about? Is that what we want? Is that something that we should accept for any type of crisis that they can just create out of thin air? It's insane. And we should stand up against it. And I hope that the farmers will start doing it again. And they said they will, and I will support them 110%.
What do your fellow Dutchmen make of this, though, Eva? We've just been looking at some footage of that boob of a prime minister of yours riding around on his bicycle, like I think it was Queen Wilhelmina used to do a few years back, if I've got your Dutch queen sorted out in my head. I think it was Wilhelmina used to ride around on her bicycle. And people, all the photographers around him, the heroes of the Dutch press, they're all smiling and joking and laughing and having a grand old time. Are the Dutch people on board with the appropriation of their farmers' land and livelihoods?
No, inherently they are not, because they see that this is going to be a problem. And they will definitely, if they don't see it now, they will definitely see it soon. Because we're talking about our food supply. We're also talking, obviously, about energy prices that are going through the roof. So this winter could be hungry and cold for a lot of Dutch people. We're suddenly going to face serious poverty that's going to be lasting. But what I'm afraid of is exactly those little minions that you saw walking around our prime minister that are going to tell the Dutch people that the farmers are the problem. And that none of this, of course, is the government's fault. And that it's all a legitimate crisis that needs to be countered. And that people like me are far-right conspiracy theorists who are trying to warn you for things that don't exist. So that is what they are doing. And I have the most crazy examples of this. Even the other day, which would be funny, Mark, because I know that you always love to call me the milkmaid, right? Because that is what the Dutch press used to call me in response to the things that I've said about the farmers' protest. And now a Dutch state-funded medium has come forth and used that photo of mine that you sometimes put at the beginning of the show, where I'm holding some bottles of milk, protesting for our farmers. And they said, this girl is not just holding milk. She's holding a symbol of white supremacy. So that is what they do. They come, they vilify us, they try to put you in the bad corner of the spooky people, all the far right, all crazy. And that way they try to influence the public opinion on the farmers. And I think that our government counts on them for it, and they just try to take as much time as they can to stall it and to have, you know, the image be changed about the farmers and about what they are doing. And that's how they always do it. That's their strategy. And I hope that our Dutch people will see through it for once and will say, no, listen, you just don't touch people's property. Get out.
Well, if milk is a symbol of white supremacy, I would have thought char-broiled hamburgers would be a symbol of black supremacy. Oh, there we are. There's our favorite Hilversum milkmaid. Yeah, that's code. That's white supremacy code right there. Take it off the air before they complain to Ofcom about it. This Hilversum milkmaid has been sent to save the Netherlands. These are first world nations we're talking about, and people are going to be freezing and starving and dying because of the incompetence of guys like that bicycling nitwit in the Netherlands and an awful lot of other governments around Europe and the rest of the West. Thank you. And that is a terrible story. By the way, this 43-year-old farmer driven to suicide by these lunatics. They
don't care.
Thank you, Eva.
It almost great. Is like that's what they want.
So we've heard of these suicides. Obviously, there's one here in the Netherlands. It's happened many times in India, and it's happened here in America. These farmers get over leveraged and different things. and they feel like there's no other resort than to do that. It's very incredibly tragic. Plus, it's totally avoidable and unnecessary, and then the government just wants to scoop in, abscond the land while they're making plant-based goo in Food Valley and pumping billions into that, and then stealing this farmland, turning it into government housing, and building government housing for people that aren't even citizens of the country. It is, talk about redistribution of wealth and if you want to like change the demographics of a country rapidly and steal all the wealth. And just like Matt was saying, once you dissolve that farmland, there's going to be an even greater food shortage while you have a rising population. It's an incredible recipe for disaster, destruction.
That's what they want.
And implosion. I mean, and it's by design. And they're doing it over there. They're doing it over here. They're doing it in the UK. They're doing it everywhere.
Everywhere.
And so we just wanted to bring this to your attention. It's tragic and it's sad.
Yes.
And we just wanted to show you this video.
Yeah, please share this video with as many people as possible.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Sign up to our Rumble channel. Hit the link below.
Yeah.
And to our backup channel.
We'll leave that down in the description also. And if you would like to watch these videos ad-free, I would highly consider becoming a native. Also, just wanted to say this real quick. We are no longer doing PayPal payments on our website. So there you go. And we just canceled our PayPal accounts too. So there you go. And we are looking into different different payment plans and stuff like that.
So just as a reminder, this Saturday from about 10 to 4, we're going to have a meetup at Bob Wells Nursery at Sorella Farms in Mineola, Texas. So any of y'all that can come and join us, it's going to be like a fall family-friendly kind of festival. There's going to be lots of neat stuff for the kids. Bob Wells has some beautiful fruit trees and plants and stuff. So if you're in the market for that, come join us, come hang out, come get to shake our hands. We'd love to meet you and just get to talk to you a little bit.
Alrighty, y'all. Thank y'all so much for clicking on today's video. We will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
See y'all. Bye.